So for our next presentation, we have an internet sensation who has been Oprah featured, USA Today featured, Huffington Post, and so many more. This internet sensation comes in the form of Malcolm M.J. Harris. Welcome, Malcolm, to the Entrepreneurial U Virtual SME Conference and Expo.
Thank you so much, Heneka. I will tell you, I was so excited about doing this today because in everything that you had sent me in all of our conversations, I was like, this is what I need to be a part of. So this is just absolutely phenomenal. I'm so happy to be a part of this. Thank you.
And I'm happy. I'm really, really happy to have you. I know you have so many followers on social media, and many people are aware of who you are and what you're about. And so you're going to be guiding us through how to take charge of your finances to build your business. But before we get into the meat of the matter, MJ, I'd love for you to actually give us a backstory of who you are and how you, and what's your claim to fame.
Absolutely. So who I am today is I am Malcolm M.J. Harris. I'm the CEO of a company called National Care Financial Group, which is based right here in sunny Southern California. I'm actually I'm at the network. I'm at Sunset Brunson Studios. So we film one of my segments here. And this studio is the place where Judge Judy films, Scandals films just up from here. And so I'm in my little room here. And so this is another hat that I wear, which is that I am an on-air personality that talks all about finances and motivation and inspiration. I've had a really unique path because you really wouldn't think of someone like me who's a financial services CEO to A, be someone who's doing inspiration, and B, most financial services CEOs don't exactly look like me. And so for me, how I got to this point was I was born in Dallas, grew up outside of the DC metro area for the most part. And frankly, learning disability, very challenged in school. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I got into entrepreneurship when I was in college and tried so many different things. I mean, I tried so many things from selling real estate. I even did parties at nightclubs. I used to promote parties. I did a children's festival one time. I did that. I did everything I could. I sold construction services. I was just an entrepreneur because I didn't have a lot of confidence to believe that I could get a traditional job. I thought the only way that I'm going to be successful is if I have to create something for myself because, again, I had a learning disability. And I said, no one's really going to hire me. Well, the economy crashed and I couldn't sell any more real estate. I mean, people wouldn't even buy a shoelace. So I ended up getting a job working for a consulting firm. And I'll tell you, this is one big lesson. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Because I qualified for that job, but I had a friend there who got me in. And I got into that job. I was so happy to be making a good income, making over six figures, but I hated every day of it. I wasn't qualified to be there. I didn't like the work I was doing. I wasn't passionate. Anytime you do work that doesn't align with your soul's calling, let me tell you this, that is the birthplace of discontentment. And so I was literally just very discontented, but I did it year after year, year after year, spending a lot of money to make myself happy, vacations and cars, all that, completely unhappy. And I was complaining one day to my grandmother, and she says, why don't you go ahead and stop complaining, number one. And number two, consider getting an insurance license, because that's a way to earn some extra money. You can keep your full-time job, and then you can figure out what you want to do next. Well, as luck would have it, I would say fate, really. Within a couple years of getting my license, I was featured by Oprah, a number of other publications. And my business has now grown into being one of America's largest African-American owned financial services companies. And I will tell you, one of the things that's allowed us to grow to this point is because one of the other things that I do is that I do motivational and inspirational teaching. So my videos are seen by millions of people all over the world every single week. I absolutely love it. And because of the visibility of those videos, not only do I help change people's lives, but I'm able to do conferences, e-courses, my Success Circle platform, which is my live online community for people who want to get inspiration from me, but also people are able to learn about what I do for a living. And so many people, thousands of people write in and they say, how can I join your team? So we've just been growing in leaps and bounds in every part of my life, and I embrace every part of it.
Amazing, amazing. So no better person to talk to us about how to take charge of our finances so that we can grow our businesses. Now, I've listened to some of your videos, and I find them really, really amazing and inspiring, and I love what you're doing. Let me just tell you that too. And I heard you talk about, most people have the power to become their own banks. I'd love
Yes,
for
we
you
do.
to get into that, and take us through that.
Well, I would say in terms of understanding that we have the power to become our own banks, what I mean by that is that we all have the power to utilize our financial resources as well as the resources that are all around us to be able to create cash reserves and frankly wealth creation vehicles for ourselves. So for example, when I talk about becoming your own bank, one of the best ways to become your own bank is to put yourself first and make sure you're saving your own money. All of us know the feeling of needing money and not being able to access it. Well, imagine if you need something and you have money available to you. So that's the first thing, making sure that you're saving on a reoccurring basis. What I always say is save at least 10% of your income. That's very basic. People say, what am I supposed to do with the savings? Nothing. Leave it there, right? The whole goal is to look at what are your after-tax expenses. So how much does it cost you to operate your life? And then try to save at least 6 months of your after-tax expenses in savings. Is that easy to do? No, it takes people time. Some people could take over a year to get to that number, but you need to be working towards that. Beyond that, and being your own bank, really looking at the power of insurance. One of the things that I can tell you is I had a period of extended illness. I was unable to work for some time, and it was through having a disability income policy that I was able to keep my lifestyle afloat. The reality was that when I wasn't able to work, my employer was not trying to give me any more money than they needed to. So once my vacation time ran out, I had no more money, no more sick leave. But once that policy kicked in, I got a check every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks, every 2 weeks. And I never had to worry about running out of money. I never had to worry about any of those issues like bankruptcy and things that other people have to worry about in those moments. So that was a way for me to be my own bank, was through me taking a little bit of money and buying a disability income policy, which created a bank of money that I could utilize in a circumstance where I would need it most. Another area is through legacy building. Legacy building is huge. And when I say legacy building, I'm talking about the power of life insurance. There are so many different groups out here, racial groups, ethnic groups, who have a lot of wealth within their communities. And, within the climate within the U.S. right now, racial disparities is certainly getting a lot of attention within the media. And I'm here to tell you, those things are absolutely real, all right? But what I can tell you is this, is no matter what racial disparities, no matter what oppressive systems may exist out there, no matter what those things are that may be out there, nothing can stand between you and making good choices for yourself. And one of the best choices you can make for yourself is making sure that you have a life insurance policy so that when you transition on, you're leaving wealth to your family, to your next generation, all right? If you want to change the makeup of your community, then inject it with wealth, all right? Because some of us can say today our lives would be completely different if someone had left us a little bit of something. If someone had left us $100,000, $1,000,000, $2,000,000, how would our lives be different? You can create a different future for your children, for your grandchildren, for anyone who's following behind you by you looking at life insurance options. So that's another way to be your own bank. You're more or less being a bank for the next generation. Also, life insurance is something you can use while you're alive. They've got policies where they built cash values that can grow up to 12% in interest per year. So that money is growing, and that's money you can use while you're alive. So there's so many different ways to become your own bank. But what I'm saying is that the step you have to do is the first step, which is choosing to put yourself first and saying, I deserve financial stability, and so does my family. And so I'm going to take the steps to move forward to create that. And if I don't know what to do, then I'm going to seek out people like Malcolm MJ Harris to learn from him, and so that I can go and walk out those steps to be my own bank, because it really is possible.
So those our attendees who are at this conference, young and thinking, I really don't need insurance, and I'm just starting a business. I needed to go into some more, because you started and it's great. Go into some more about all the benefits of having, at this very early stage, while you're starting, having insurance, especially for your business.
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, if you have a business partner, you definitely need insurance. So picture this, Heneka. Picture that you and I are business partners, right? We own a business where we each own 50% of it. Well, I'm bringing you to the table to be my business partner because you've got very specific skills. I'm coming to the table because I got very specific skills. If either of us pass away, well, I don't want to be in business with whoever your next of kin is, who's next in line in your estate. Nor do you want to be in business with whoever my next of kin is. You got in the business to be in business with me, just like I got in the business to be in business with you. So an insurance policy is a way so that when either person passes away, the business can be given money that can be used to buy out the other person's shares. And then that business can also use the money to maybe use that money to hire someone else who can help with the business and things of that nature. So that's one way that life insurance comes into place for business owners. Another way is what we call business disability insurance. So again, you and I own a business together and we each are doing something special for the business. Well, what if either of us become disabled at some point in time and we're not able to work for a short-term or a long-term period of time? Well, that impacts the business because whatever your job is or whatever my job is there to help the business grow. So if I'm not able to work or you're not able to work, then we need to have money coming in to help pay the business money to help replace you in the business, maybe to go to a temp agency or go hire someone else who can do your role. So there's so many different purposes in business for utilizing life insurance.
Okay, and so to prevent us as business owners from living from paycheck to paycheck, and that's one of the things that you talk about really, a lot. What are some of the things that we can actually do to ensure that that doesn't happen? And we're growing our business in the midst.
When you are a business owner, make sure you're living below your means. If you make the choice to be self-employed, then you need to make sure your expenses are as low as possible, because when you're a business owner, your income goes like this, right? So hopefully it's going up, but it still can fluctuate, right? It's not like having a traditional job where it just stays the same. So because your income can fluctuate, you want to keep your expenses as low as possible so that whether your income's up 1 month or down 1 month, you're still able to hit your bill without stress. So that's the first thing. The other thing that you can do as a business owner to keep from living paycheck to paycheck is save your money. The same way that every time you make money, you set aside for taxes, set aside some money every time you make money. Rather, it's just 10%, 20%. You know your tax rate, and if you don't know it, talk with your local accountant or whoever can help you with that matter. But whatever it is, set aside that money on top of your taxes so you can have a cash reserve for your business so that if anything happens, you've got something you can pull from. That is absolutely vital.
Indeed. Before we go, because I want to head into your Limitless Manifesto.
Oh, absolutely.
Before we do that, I need to get from you some other tips that you can leave with us to close us off on this segment.
Well, I would say one of the other tips that I can tell anybody is, as it relates to business and money, speaking of limitless, know that you are limitless. Know that you are limitless. Know that there's nothing that can stop you other than the limitations that you place on your mind. I look at myself. I, grew up with a learning disability, a mother who has struggled with substance abuse. My earliest memories was sitting in AA meetings with my mother, which is Alcoholics Anonymous meetings with my mother. And I watched how my mother changed her life. She put herself through school, and then she went through school again. Now my mother's a pastor as well as a family therapist. And if anyone had looked at my story from how I grew up in the environment I came from, people would say, "Nah, you're not going to do much with your life." But I look at myself today. I'm the CEO of one of America's largest African-American owned financial services companies. I mean, think about what that says. Not just any industry.
I am proud. I feel so proud. I feel like it's part of my accomplishment.
Yeah, I'm so proud, and I feel like it's everyone's accomplishment, because I will tell you, the fact that I could do this means that anyone can do it too, but we've got to start with understanding it's our mindset. It's not luck that allowed this to happen for me. It's not favor. It's not anything other than me having an unlimited mindset to know that the power within me, some people call it God, some people call it fate, call it whatever you want. We're not here to talk about names and semantics. We're talking about power. Trust that power and allow that power to come up and out of you and touch everything that you touch. And the only way you can allow that power to come out of you is by believing that that power is there, and by believing that there's no obstacle that you can't overcome, that there's no trial that you can't triumph over, that there's nothing that you can't do if you don't set your mind to it, right? And so that's really the best advice I can give to anybody, because the reality is that if you have an unlimited mindset, it doesn't matter if your business is selling boxes, or if your business is selling chairs, if your business is selling insurance and finance products. It doesn't matter what the business is. You are the engine within that business that allows that thing to be successful.
So I'm hearing, although, because even as we're thinking business and we're thinking, finances and making sure that, we save and we have insurance and all of that, I'm hearing that inside of all of that is the fact that we have so much power that lies within, and we got to go internal. right? So
Mm-hmm.
much potential that lies, and until we believe and start to manifest all of those things, then saving won't, we won't see the need to save. We won't see the need to have insurance. We won't see the need to even, think that we can grow our businesses, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
believe that what your message of, we are limitless. I like to say that, potential, because for me, I am so purpose driven too. I just think about purpose all the time. And when you look at the fact that, there's so much potential that lies deep in every single one of us, but then we need to release it and turn it into kinetic energy. You know what I mean? It needs to be released. If we don't apply our passion and walk in our purpose, then it's just potential, right? So continue on that vein. I like where the direction that you're going.
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Right. No, I'm saying no. We want to, because we want to hear more from you. We really want to hear more from you about that limit, because you started to talk.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
we're not done.
no, I think that's just it. And I would encourage anyone to go to my website, www.mjharrisspeaks.com. I've got my Limitless Manifesto. I'm not going to even say it here. I want you to go and read it. Read it for yourself.
Yeah, I started reading it today, and I was so empowered. So what are you up to now? And all the ways, we want to know all the ways that we can interact with you.
Oh, yes. Well, number one is my Success Circle. So I've started a Success Circle. What it is an interactive, motivational, and empowerment online community where I'm giving people, I'm directly interacting with all the members of the group, live webinars, e-courses. I mean, this stuff is about more than just money. We've got a course coming up next month, but get this. It is called Stop Loving Until It Hurts. So it's all about looking at our relationships, how we can have healthy relationships. Because let me tell you this. If you want to be successful and want to have a happy life, make sure at home is happy too. So let's talk about that. We're going to bring a fabulous life coach in, which she'll be talking about that. Tomorrow, we're doing a whole webinar where I'm going to be talking with one of my personal mentors who has created a multi-million dollar government contracting business, literally selling to the government. He'll be on there talking. We have another woman who's created a 6-figure business doing as a personal chef, so doing meal prep. We're having all these different folks come on. It's literally a platform for you to access people who are achieving extraordinary success in every space, and they want to teach you. Rather, it's about your business, it's about your finances, about your love life. It doesn't matter. They're here to teach you. And of course, yours truly will be there too. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. Of course, we're continuing to grow my team. I mean, it's just incredible. So if folks want to learn about how to join my team with independent financial services business owners, they can go to www.joinnationalcare.com. That's joinnationalcare.com. We're just doing incredible work. The team is growing rapidly. Right after I leave here, I will have to go to the next studio over, because I just got off here, literally. I just got off here and I came in here and sat down. And then I'm going to go to the next studio to film the next thing. So we're going. You're
on a roll. And like I said before, I love how you've managed to merge your financial business with your personal brand, because your personal brand is what really, that's what it's about. Because that empowers everybody to be the best that they can be, to take charge of their business, their finances, and so on. And the truth is, yes, we didn't spend a long time, because this session is a very short session.
Yeah.
And we didn't spend a lot of time. Yes, we covered the finances, which are important, important stuff. But I wanted us to get to the point that everybody believes and remembers that we are limitless. We are so limitless. There's nothing that we can't do. Sometimes, and the thing is, sometimes our minds play tricks on us, because not even our minds can conceive the possibilities that exist within us. Sometimes our very minds, will tell us that we can't do it, because we're still stuck in that survival mode, in that mode that, it's either fight or flight. We're still stuck there. But when we know in our hearts, and deep in our souls, that we can do anything that we want to do, And so we have you, Malcolm, MJ Harris. We have you to continue to do good and make this world a better place, because that's what you're actually doing. And we're happy to be connected with you, connected to you. And we wish you every single success with every single venture that that you're part of. We will continue to follow your progress, continue to, we love those little funny videos that you do. Yeah, we watch you. We watch you. I know in the Caribbean here, yeah, he's blushing. So in the Caribbean here, we do follow you, and we wish you all the best because you're doing great stuff. You are representing for all of us.
And I'm happy because I've got Caribbean heritage, okay? My grandfather. Like, yeah, my family's still in Westmoreland Parish.
That's where my dad is from. But anyway, we take that off conference and
yeah, I appreciate everyone's support, and thank you so much. This is truly an honor to be able to be a part of your wonderful platform. I am believing unlimited and limitless potential for it. I really do.
Thank you so much.